tree mail, my favorite time of the day. Oh boy, I wonder what we have today. Dear Enviropals.
My name is Paul, and I work at Tuckaleechee Caverns, just outside Townsend, Tennessee. When thinking of the Smoky Mountains and the hills of East Tennessee, one would not necessarily think about exploring caves. But where there are mountains, there's bound to be caves. The Tuchaleechee Caverns are millions of years old. Now, I would love for Rae Rae to visit us here at Tuckaleechee Caverns so I can show him how the caverns here change and how it helps the environment.
Your friend, Paul.
Wow, Rae Rae, a visit to the Tuckaleechee Caverns sounds like it would be a great adventure.
And a really cool place to see up close how the Earth has changed over millions of years, especially deep underground.
Yes, it really will be interesting to see how well you like traveling hundreds of feet underground. I hope you don't get too claustrophobic.
Don't you worry, Safari Sue. I love new adventures.
Rae Rae, why don't you use the green screen so we can learn along with you?
And we'll stay right here with the kids. That way we can watch you deep in the caves, right here from the house tree.
Tuckaleechee Caverns, here I come. I'll be back in a flash. Shamingo! Shamingo! Wow, look at this place. This is so cool. Paul, are you here?
Hi, Rae Rae. Welcome to Tuckaleechee Caverns.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for your tree mail.
You're welcome.
So, Paul, when was Tuckaleechee Caverns found?
Well, we really don't know, Rae Rae. People came in over 100 years ago, but nobody ever wrote it down as to who they were or when or, exactly who. But people around here have always known about the cave for well over 100 years.
Paul, how was the cave formed?
Well, Rae Rae, many hundreds of millions of years ago, all of this was under the ocean. This was the floor of the ocean. And they had what was called the Great Upheaval. That's what formed the whole chain of the Appalachian Mountains, from down in Alabama and Georgia, north all the way up into Canada. And what happened was, when all these rocks got pushed up, dirt, rock, and sand got caught in between the layers. And people who study all this, named geologists, they say that water started washing all of these rocks and sands out. And in doing so, it left this big cavity, and that's how the cave got formed.
Paul, what are the different formations called?
Well, we call the formations actually the basic four formations. And number one is stalactite. And we say stalac, S-T-L-A-C, and C for ceiling. It hangs from the ceiling down. And then the next one is called stalagmite. And stalagmite is spelled S-T-L-A-G, and G is for ground. And we say stalagmites push up with all their might. Now sometimes the stalactite and the stalagmite grow together. And when they do that, that's called a column. And the fourth of the basic four formations is called flowstone. And that gets its name from where water flows down the limestone wall, and as it does, it forms. And those are the basic four formations in a limestone cave.
Paul, what causes the different colors in the cave?
Well, when the formations are being formed, they get different minerals that mixes in with the calcium carbonate. And when it does that, different minerals will make different colors.
Are there any animals that live in a cave?
Well, we have bats. Here we call them pygmy bats, but some people call them eastern brown bats or pipistrelle bats. And we also have salamanders, cave crickets, centipedes, and in the stream we have crawfish.
Paul, I have one last question. How do caves help the environment?
Well, a cave gives a home to bats and salamanders, and especially bats. And bats are very beneficial because bats eat night-flying insects like mosquitoes. So that gives them a home.
Wow, Paul, that sure was a lot of fun learning about the caverns. but it's getting late and I have to get back to Naturia. I can't wait to tell all my friends about the caverns and all the changes that happened. Okay, I better get going. Bye, Paul. See you next time. Shabingo!